High-quality films and television shows are in demand as Netflix becomes the most popular and dominant streaming service in the world. In addition to becoming a popular streaming service, Netflix has also established itself as a production studio in its own right. Netflix creates original series in addition to weekly or even daily editions of many well-liked movies and television programs. We'll be looking at the top 10 Netflix shows right now. Please support and subscribe to our channel before we start. Number 10. All of Us Are Dead 1. Students and faculty at Hyosun High School in South Korea become zombies that devour humans as a result of a virus epidemic. Two pupils and old friends, Nam An-jo, Park Hae-ju, and Lee Chung-san, Yoon Chan-young, struggle to survive in a school where zombies have taken over. However, the Korean military and government are continuously fighting to keep the outbreak isolated from the rest of the nation as they attempt to flee their high school. All of Us Are Dead is rated 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb thanks to the wonderful feedback it has garnered from viewers. Number 9. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. Horror and fantasy are not foreign to Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities is a horror anthology series that the Mexican filmmaker is taking a gamble on despite his reputation for delivering groundbreaking movies like Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth, and The Shape of Water. The 8 episodes of the series each present a distinct contemporary horror tale in the Gothic and Grand Guignol veins. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities has once again shown why he is one of the best horror directors in the world. Number 8. The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself. Marcus Edge, 16, is being surreptitiously watched by the Council of Fairborn Witches when they learn that he is the world's most dangerous blood witch's illegitimate son. They are worried that he may end up like his father. Marcus, however, becomes the main focus of a witch hunt as a conflict between the Blood Witches and the Fairborn Witches develops. He forms an alliance with the witches Annalise, Nadia Parks, and Gabriel, a million Viekmans, in spite of the deafening pandemonium all around him, and discovers more about himself in the process. The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself's first season received positive reviews and received an IMDb rating of 7.6 out of 10 on average. Number 7. M.O. Palestinian refugees Mohammed M.O. Najjar, M.O. Amer, and his family have been in Houston, Texas, for 22 years. M.O. loses his job as a result of an ICE raid on his employer in the first episode. However, after his father passed away, he took over as the patriarchal figure who was forced to take odd jobs to support his family. The first season of the show focuses on Mo's battles with a variety of problems, including his father's passing, losing his job, developing a codeine addiction, dating a Mexican Christian woman who his mother disapproves of, and being an undocumented Palestinian refugee who works menial jobs to survive. Number 6. The Sandman. The Sandman is based on Neil Gaiman's critically regarded DC Comics comic book. Morpheus, Tom Sturridge, one of the 7 Endless family members, death, desire, delirium, despair, destiny, destruction, and dream is central to the plot. Morpheus' dream escapes from a 1916 occult ceremony in which he had been imprisoned for more than a century, and he sets out to rebuild his world, the Dreaming. The imaginations of those who adored what Gaiman gave in his comic books are now finally coming true. The Sandman, which has an IMDb rating of 7.7 out of 10, is reportedly getting a second season, though the release date has not been confirmed. Number 5. Stranger Things Season 4. Much has changed. Will, Noah Schnapp, 11, Millie Bobby Brown, Joyce, Winona Ryder, and Jonathan, Charlie Heaton, relocate to California in search of a new beginning. Hawkins must contend with Vecna, a demon from the Upside Down, as it begins to kill its citizens, while 11 battles bullies at school. Dr. Sam Owens, Paul Reiser, and Dr. Martin Brenner, Matthew Modine, need to take 11 to a facility so she can restore her former abilities in order to stop Vecna. No one could have predicted how Stranger Things would perform and be viewed when it was launched on Netflix in 2016. The show featured kid actors as the main protagonists. But since the show's first 4 seasons were a success, Netflix has aggressively kept the show renewed for more seasons. The 5th and final season of Stranger Things, which is scheduled to premiere in 2023, was just renewed by Netflix. It's hardly surprising that the fourth season of Stranger Things became the second most streamed show within the first 28 days of release, given that it has an average rating of 8.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Number 4. Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. The prolific serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer will already be well known to readers and enthusiasts of true crime literature. The Jeffrey Dahmer story's Dahmer Monster covers his infamous crimes, including the murder and dismemberment of adults and young boys who were enticed into his home. His personal life and background, sexuality, and potential motivations for his killings were also discussed in the series, which wasn't just about his life as a serial murderer. Evan Peters' performance in the series, which got considerable praise, is scored 8 out of 10 on IMDb. On 3 different seasons of American Horror Story, Evan Peters played the disturbing roles of a violent youngster named Tate Langdon, a vicious cult leader named Kai Anderson, and a serial killer named James March. Number 3. Ozark Season 4. A financial advisor named Marty Bird, Jason Bateman, relocates his family to the Ozarks after being compelled to launder money for a Mexican drug cartel in the crime drama Ozark. Fans follow the Birds for 3 seasons as they get sucked into the world of money laundering and see how it affects their lives and morality. The Bird family returned for the 4th and last season of Ozark on January 2022. The tale adds even more drama and twists with every unexpected turn, with Season 4 being one of the most intense and dramatic seasons of the entire series. The lesson that viewers can learn from the conclusion is that the luxury of freedom cannot be outweighed by wealth or power. In the end, the Birds said their farewells. Number 2. Heartstopper. Heartstopper is a British coming-of-age romantic comedy that was adapted from an online comic by Alice Oseman. The plot centers on high schooler Charlie Spring, Joe Locke, who has a crush on Nick Nelson, a jock and rugby star, Kit Connor. When Charlie confides in his friend Tao Su, William Gao, who believes Nick to be straight, he is advised to put his love for Nick aside. Nick starts to doubt his sexuality as he develops a crush on Charlie, but as they become closer. Oseman, who had previously stated a desire to adapt her graphic novel into a television series, instantly consented and even contributed to the writing of all the episodes. Number 1. Better Call Saul Season 6. Many people believed that any spin-off series might not be able to equal its predecessor after the extraordinary popularity of Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul disproved that notion. The series' debut season demonstrated how strong of a contender it was to be named among the best television shows and spin-offs ever produced. The viewer was left wondering how Jimmy McGill turned into Saul Goodman and how Saul Goodman ultimately wound up working as a Cinnabon manager named Gene Takavik in Nebraska thanks to the show's 5 seasons of black and white flash-forwards. In a similar way to how Walter White, Bryan Cranston, in Breaking Bad ends up, Better Call Saul demonstrates how its main character is obsessed by wealth, power, and greed. Jimmy, Saul, and Gene receive a tragic but necessary finale in the 6th and final season of Better Call Saul. That's end for today's video. What do you recommend us to make video on? Let us know in the comments below. And make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates.